Good day, planet Earth. Michael Litten, a live human being, coming to you from DRS ATL studios here in Roswell, Georgia. Got my friend Wahid Gomes, another human being on the technology. And as you might be picking up, we're kind of anti-AI, and we're definitely anti-AI music. So we are rocking live, or not live, but we're rocking real people playing original music. So how about that? So y'all, we're encouraging you to say no to AI music as well. Just despicable. But I am totally stoked to have RiotWeekend on the show. Not the whole RiotWeekend, but we've got Salvatore Bertolone on drums on the show. RiotWeekend is an alt-rock / pop-punk band from Guildford, UK. How cool is that? And they're influenced by bands like Green Day, Simple Plan, Paramore, blending pop-funk with heavy riffs and soaring vocals. And those vocals are provided by Holly Nunn, who's a firefighter. So shout out to all the firefighters on the planet. And she also plays bass, provides those bass lines. Tomma Moulard is on guitar. Rab MCGowan is on guitar. And then the aforementioned Salvatore is on drums. And we've got Salvatore coming to us all the way from the UK. So Salvatore, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We are delighted. We are absolutely stoked. And for your fans, the fans of RiotWeekend, who are legion and growing, and hope that they'll grow more after they hear this killer new album of yours, Table 4-4, but who may not be familiar with Ride the Vibe, we're going to play 6 of your songs, 4 off this latest EP and then 2 off your debut release. But we're going to only play a couple minutes because we'd like the listeners to actually go out and buy the CD like you all recorded it. And they can do that by going to riotweekend.bandcamp.com. And then we're going to chit-chat about all things related to the album. And we encourage listeners to sit back in a comfortable environment because it's a podcast and get a beverage of their choice. In the studio, we are big fans of DrinkMate. It's a cool product out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they are the Carbonate Anything drink maker. So for y'all that are looking for a way to get off those satanic, toxic, sugar-sweetened beverages, would highly encourage you to check out DrinkMate. It's completely changed my life. And if you use the code RTV20, you can get a 20% discount off of your unit. And they are marketing in the UK. So, Salvatore, welcome, and talk to us about Table for 4, the band, all things, set it up for us. Set the conversation up.
Yeah, what to say, really? RiotWeekend, 4-piece from over here, Guildford, Surrey.
Hey, and just pause there, Salvatore. I said I wouldn't interrupt, but just set the Guildford. Where is that outside of London?
About a half-hour train journey out of London, so south of London, southwest of London.
Okay.
So if you imagine Portsmouth and London, somewhere in the middle.
Yep. Well, and then I don't know whether you all are football fans, but if you were, what teams would you follow?
Depends what you mean by football. Football or soccer?
I'm talking about the original, Salvatore.
For me, as you probably guessed from the name, I'm Italian, so yes. I actually follow AC Milan.
Well, I won't talk to you about your World Cup situation. That's
terrible, isn't it?
Very, very dire, very dire.
Terrible, but well deserved, unfortunately. Holly is an Arsenal fan. The banter is going on at the moment. They're about to bottle it again for the 4th time.
I'm an Arsenal fan as well because of their shortcomings the last 3 seasons. So I'm hoping. Damn Man City, they're tough.
Well, and then Rab is Celtic fan, being Scottish.
Yes.
And Tom, I don't know if he's that into football. He's French, which surprises.
Yes, because they have such a great team.
Yeah, I'm not 100% if he's all that into it.
I gotcha. Well, no worries. Well, I know someone who really is, and we have to give a shout out to the amazing one and only Wes O'Neal, who's a big Liverpool fan. So,
he is.
Wes, we really greatly appreciate you introducing us to RiotWeekend. And there's a little story behind the name, Salvatore, with the W being capitalized, as I understand it, and a friend of Holly's. Flesh that out a little bit, if you will.
Yeah, I only joined the band back in 24, but I've heard the story enough times now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So if I get it wrong, I'm sorry, Holly. Holly set up the band years ago.
Yeah.
They were playing around with names. The name RiotWeekend came up, and the friend was like, "You have to have it as one word, with a capital W and a capital R." And I was in another band years ago, and they did the exact same thing. They had a capital R, 2 words put together, and a capital F in the middle, and it was the cool thing to do. So that's where it's come from.
It's edgy and punk, as I read in your bio.
That's it. And I think from my point of view, there may or may not be future merch it's right, because a lot of people separate the words.
Yes.
And you can see Holly get frustrated when it gets done.
Yes.
So we're thinking, do we do something with merch with It's Riot Weekend, not Riot Weekend?
Well, and then I talked to a band out of Denver not too long ago, and they were having to fend off bloody AI, copy infringement and all the rest of it. So just obnoxious. But, well, and I don't know, but I'll just throw this out. But today, we're on the day we're recording, it's Willie Nelson's birthday, born in 1933. So if at all, any thoughts on Willie on his birthday, Salvatore?
A big shout out to say happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. And he's still touring. How about that?
Just incredible. Yeah. Absolutely incredible.
I mean, what an icon.
That's what, 90s now, isn't it?
Yeah,
90s.
93. So born in 93. That's 1933. 93 years old.
I mean, if somebody doesn't enjoy his job.
Yeah, right. I love it. Well, cool. Well, we're going to play Last of Autumn Leaves, which I believe is the first song on your EP, Table 4. That's the number 4. And y'all get the whole album, Riot Weekend, all one word, .bandcamp.com. Buy it like they intended it. And let's cue up a couple minutes of Last Autumn Leaves and then come back and talk about that song.
You've got that look in your eye, and it's making me weak, just like the leaves on the trees. I'm falling at your feet. Yeah, my head is spinning and my heart's a mess. Kiss me under the light on the street. Eyes locked on you, hooked on the things that you do. Love in my autumn boy, and the way that you move. I can't keep a secret lately, I'm obsessed. I'm falling shock over tailors for you. Pulling me in, clutching my jeans. The stars on my belt are pressed against the trees. Your tattooed arms are pushed above my eyes. You're the light that beyond me. Yeah, you're the light that beyond me. Let's get it in your car and drive away from this place. I've got a ticket to another space. I bite my tongue, but boy, I wanna say this love could break an arms race. Pulling me in, clutching my ripped jeans. The stars on my belt are pressed against the trees. Your tattooed arms are pushed above my eyes. You're the light that beyond me. Yeah, you're the light that beyond me.
You are back on Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten, the last DJ, a human being, having a conversation with another human being in a band called Riot Weekend that's playing original music. That was Last of Autumn Leaves off their EP, Table 4, the number, and then the word 4. And Riot Weekend, all one word with W capitalized in the middle. So how cool is that? So Sal, talk about that song and anything else you want to share about the creation, et cetera, et cetera.
So ultimately, it's the most pop punk track that you hear on the album. Yeah. It's one of my favorite ones on the EP out of all of them. It's a catchy, fun song from my point of view.
Yeah.
It goes down quite well live. Obviously with the drum intro, I of course love the drum intro.
And why wouldn't you? As everyone should.
Anything with just drums, it's perfect.
Of course.
I mean, any questions from you guys about it in particular?
Well, so talk about where you recorded the EP, who did the production, that kind of thing. Just, what?
Yeah, so EP was done down at Blackberry Studios in Chichester.
Yeah.
That's where everything was recorded.
Yep.
And then predominantly basically the whole thing was mixed by our guitarist, Tom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So both Tom and I have degrees in music production.
Excellent.
Tom had input from us.
Yeah.
But essentially really scratched his head with mixing it. It's not easy to mix as when you're in the band. It's quite hard, and with everybody's opinions being chucked in.
Right.
You will be happy to know no AI.
I love it. Good. Praise the Lord for that. So was Peter Maher involved at all?
Yeah. So Peter, Tom, and the guys have used him before.
Yeah.
For mastering. So he did all of our mastering. He's really helpful with unsigned small bands.
Yeah.
And he did all of the mastering on that whole.
I love it. Out of Blackberry Studios.
No, we sent him the tracks.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Blackberry Studios is where it was all recorded. Yeah. It was then all mixed at home by Tom. Yeah. And then everything sent over to Peter Mayer.
I love it. And then Peter had worked with Jack White and Linkin Park and Liam Gallagher, right? Do I have that
correct? Right? Yeah. He's worked with some very big names, which is why we feel very lucky for him to have been involved in it.
Very, very cool. And then you guys self-produced it. Is that by design or, obviously by design, but what was the thinking on that, Sal?
I think the difficult thing with music at the moment, especially with recording, is the cost.
Yes, of course.
It's the cost. All four of us work. Three of us at the time had mortgages.
Those pesky mortgages.
Exactly, and if it's not mortgage, it's rent. So it's not as though we could just drop down. And I think the other thing with being able to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Tom, being a guitar teacher during term time, he did it. He had the summer holidays to do it, so he had quite a bit of time where he could do it. It drove him mad, but he had the free time to do it. And I think it was by design. But looking back at it, we've sort of said, if we can get somebody else to do it next time, probably get somebody else. It's not easy doing it yourselves.
No, right. Well, hard to see the forest for the trees and kill those darlings, as the writers talk about. How do you cut that out and put that back? It's got to be very, very tough.
I think it's you're just too close to it.
Right.
I did this years ago with another band I was in, where I recorded everything, produced everything. That band broke up years ago, about 15, 16 years ago. And during COVID, had nothing to do. I started mixing again, and the tracks sounded a million times better. And it's because I was no longer in the band. There's no attachment. You detach from it and you start putting in what you think it should sound like compared to others rather than yourself. So I think I think if you can get somebody, then get somebody.
Yes, of course. Well, good sound advice. And I think then the thing for the listeners, go out and buy that CD, will you all? You hear the message here?
Absolutely.
It's very tough for musicians to make it. And in case you don't know the economics of Spotify, they make like 0.00001 cent per stream. So you can go out and think you're helping them by streaming it 1 billion times. They're not going to make any money, bloody sure of that. So buy the album,
I wish.
Bandcamp.com. Well, you in the bio, you guys, it says we're passionate about righting the wrongs in the world. With so many wrongs in the world, Sal, do you guys have a couple causes that you're passionate about, or?
We don't like to get too political with things.
Yes,
you'll see every now and then on shows that we'll have our views, but we're not one of those bands that when you come to see live, we're gonna ram it down your throat, our views. I think from our point of view, there is a lot wrong in the world. I think from if you're talking to me personally,
yes,
you never know both sides of the story. So whether we take Russia, Ukraine, or US and Iran, we don't know the insides.
Right.
We don't know what the discussions have been before the war broke out. That doesn't mean to say war's correct, because it's not. War should never be the answer.
Amen.
We can give our thoughts on why this should have happened, all that, but we don't know. So. It's difficult, but at the end of the day, from our point of view, war should never happen, not even as a last resort. It just shouldn't happen.
Amen.
So that would be one thing.
Well, back in when not quite a little past Willie Nelson's birth date of 1933, but somewhere in the 50s, 60s, we had an expression: "Make love, not war." And I think we should go back to that, perhaps.
Exactly that. And I think the other one for me is corruption. I say it as an Italian who has lived in Italy, brought up partially in Italy.
Yeah.
I see it day in, day out in Italy. And it's not just there. You see it across the world, and
No, at every level. I mean, I live in Wahid and I are in Roswell, Georgia, and we got plenty of corruption right here in our little town of 100,000.
Yeah. And I think I forget which world leader it is. It's a South American country, but he's led the country for years, and he's the only one in the world. He lives in a hut. He gives his money back to the people, and he said, "I'm not here to make money. I'm here to look after the people."
Yeah, God bless him for that. That's something sounds like Jesus would have said or did say. In fact, kind of a model there. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to share the passion there. And let's cue up Harry, the second song off your new EP, Table 4-4, Riot Weekend, all one word, big W. .bandcamp.com is where you buy it. So let's cue up Harry.
Your head and your heart found the wrong group of friends. But 5 years down, you thought that you were on the mend. Why I was so wrong and what I struggled to see was you falling down, yeah, you didn't need me. You disappeared, fading day by day. Skin growing pale, slowly turning gray. Your physical form escaping from my sight. I hate to admit it, but Harry, I was right. I know that it's just you, confused you. I spent my life there waiting for you, abused you, can shield you, but I'll do what it takes to get you through. Yeah, I'll do what it takes to get you through. Let's push them back from where they came, relying on those pills to make us both feel sane. We'll take it back one day, just you and me, inseparable kids like we used to be. But for now, please know that I'm by your side. Don't let this addiction take you for a ride. They won't leave you alone to self-educate, but leave you alone to self-medicate. I know that it's just you, confused you, but I spent my life there waiting for you, abused you, can shield you, but I'll do what it takes to get you through. Yeah, I'll do what it takes to get you through.
You are back on Ride the Vibe, and that is the soaring vocals provided by firefighter Holly Nunn. God bless the firefighters all over the planet for the work they do. And I have the drummer, Salvatore Bertolone. Am I saying that right at all, Salvatore?
Yeah. It's how the English would say it. It's Bertolone, if you want to say it Italian.
Beautiful. Bertolone. I love it. And that's Harry. That's the second song. And that was, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but Photo Groupie Video of the Week. Did I get that right?
I believe it was, yes. Yeah. Sorry, we've moved on to another single since then. I believe it was, yes.
Very good. Well, what is Photo Groupie? If you would, give me a background on that. Is that
Photo Groupie? Now, we were put forward for this. I haven't had much dealings with that side of things. This is one that Wes will definitely know about, but it was Wes plugged that video very well.
Okay, gotcha.
And it was picked up on a few places. And yeah, that's...
Well, to be awarded that's huge praise for the video. And
absolutely.
Esteemed music commentator Eric Alper called that song, I think in particular, he called it loud, fearless, full of heart, just the way punk should be. I love that. And I don't know Eric Alper, but I guess he's in England. He's someone in England that's a esteemed music commentator. Does that sound right?
I didn't think he was English. I could have that wrong, you know.
Well, at any rate, he's an esteemed music commentator. So that's how...
I wanted to say Canadian. He is Canadian.
Canadian. Very cool.
Yeah. And to have those words from someone so dominant in the music industry meant a lot to us.
Yeah, of course. And then, and you'll have to help me with this, BSB TV hosts exclaimed, really effing like that. Really unique, so much potential. So BSB, that's not BBC for us.
No,
it's in America.
it's two chaps over in England, Beer, Sweat, and I've gone blank on the last word, and they're going to kill me if they hit
that's all right.
this. But essentially, the guys there, they picked it up, and we've created a really good friendship with the guys at BSB. Blood, Sweat, and Beers. There you go. Sorry, I got it wrong. Blood, Sweat, and Beers.
Not blood, sweat, and tears, but blood, sweat, and beards.
Exactly.
Very clever, fellas. Very clever.
And they really plugged the video quite a lot. They picked it up and ran with it, basically.
I love it. Well, good. And they really effing liked it.
Yes.
And they're not AI either, so that's cool.
They are definitely not AI. I've gotten to know them on a private level very, very well. Ben and I, in particular, talk a lot. So they are definitely not AI, and they do support a lot of unsigned bands, good unsigned bands.
I love it. Well, I know you mentioned one thing I think that you would recommend that, up and coming music folks, musicians do. And that was to, if they can afford it, to get someone from outside to do some of the production, etc. But what else would you like listeners to take away, Sal, from this conversation?
I think for us, it's what kind of band are we? We're not just in it for money. Don't get me wrong. It'd be nice if we can earn enough, and we've all said this. If we can earn enough just to pay the bills, then we would go full time into music. Yes. From our point of view, we're here to have fun.
Yeah.
And anybody that gets the chance to come and see us, it's not about just standing in the room at the back watching. We want you to be involved,
engaged,
completely engaged. We're a band that joke around, have fun, and we want to share that with anybody who comes to follow us.
And I saw some little clip along those lines, Sal. It was Holly out in front with a sign that said, "Sal, I'm pregnant." So, is there? I'm sure there must be a story there. I don't know.
I'm going to be in trouble with my wife.
Well, Wahid can edit it out if we need that.
No, not at all. Basically, the old drummer to the band is still very close with us. In fact, he has come to the majority of the shows we've played. And I've created a really good friendship with him as well. And both Lawrence and I really like Blink-182.
Okay.
If you were to ask us both the question, who is your favorite top three?
Yes.
Blink-182 will be the one thing that will be in both of those lists.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen the video for All the Small Things, you've got the person with the I'm pregnant. Well, that is what Lawrence did at the show. And Holly picked it up. So,
I love it.
No, Holly is definitely not pregnant.
Well, and we have to speak of Holly a little bit as the lead singer and the bass player and kind of the one that formulated the band, as I understand the story, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but she put a little notice out on Facebook or wherever she put it out, and then you all four or three came to form the band. Talk about the chemistry. I mean, how, I've heard over the years of doing this that the musicianship's one component, but even overshadowing that is the personality of the musician, the chemistry, the way they fit in. Talk about that with y'all, with the four of y'all.
Yeah, it's we've got a good group. I mean, Tom being the youngest at 28, me being the oldest at 38. So there's a 10-year age range.
Yeah.
And you would look at that point and say there must be difference in maturity or something in the group. And I think the one thing anybody that could take away meeting us in private, they'll see that actually I act like a bit more like a child and Tom acts a bit more adultish, and we end up meeting in the middle somewhere, and it just works.
Yeah.
We have the same or similar taste in humor, obviously music, you would hope.
Yeah.
But even then with the music, it's not as though, we all listen to the same stuff.
Sure.
Holly's really into her pop punk.
Yeah.
Tom is really sort of into his more mainstream metal chorus style things, so like Sleep Token, Bring Me the Horizon.
Okay.
Rabbi's into a bit more old school rock, and then you have me. I'm more into my sort of screamo, your sort of Seosin's Alexis on Fire style, and I think that's where
a good mix.
Get a nice
what
blend.
A blend, a good stew, or good gumbo, as they say down in Louisiana.
Exactly, and people say they can't put what we sound like. We take that as a massive compliment.
Yes, huge. I'd agree.
And I think it comes from the differences that we have, the difference in taste and everything that we have, and it just, I think just works.
Well, and we've got to talk a little bit about, since she's having to work her day job, Holly, but talk about her moniker Calamity Jane and her tagline Stay Weird. Talk about those two things as it relates to Holly, if you would. If you won't get kicked out of the band, that is, Sal.
So the first one being, because the first one I'm not really fully aware of. The second one, you'll have to remind me what you just said. Sorry.
So her moniker, I guess, as I read in one of the little write-ups they did on her, was Calamity Jane, and then the second thing was her kind of mantra was Stay Weird. So
I think we're all a little bit odd and weird. And do you know what? I think this is me guessing where she's coming from, because obviously you don't know what someone's thinking.
Right.
I think it comes from a place of being weird is a good thing.
Yes.
Because if we were all the same, the planet would be a very boring place.
Amen. Well, I'll share this with y'all, and you can maybe take it on the road with you. There was a very famous Rolling Stone writer. He also wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, a gonzo journalist, Hunter S. Thompson. And he had the quote, "When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro." So it sounds like you all may have turned pro. Well, let's cue up, before we take a short break, let's cue up Days of December, which is also off your EP Table 4-4. That's F, or table, and then 4, the number, and then letters 4. And y'all go out and buy this whole thing from RiotWeekend.bandcamp.com. And we will be right back after Days of December.
You've been gone for a while, and my memory's turning black. Yeah, I'm losing your smile. Why don't you just come back? There's a pain in my heart, not knowing where you are. What have you been thinking whilst I've been drinking? lips pressed against her skin. I hate that I love you and you're 1,000 miles away. You took my heart with you. Why couldn't you stay? Stay with me. Stay with me. The stories that you told, like it's okay to grow old. I hope you always remember our days in December, 'cause you're the one that helped me see the one that I used to be. Now there's nothing left of me. I hate that I love you and you're 1,000 miles away. You took why couldn't you stay? Stay with me. Stay with me.
We are back on Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten, the last DJ. That was Days of December off of Riot Weekend with a capital W's EP, Table for Four. And we are going to take just a short break to support a cause near and dear to my heart, and that's a Foundation for Premature Infants, which I founded about, 13, 14 years ago now. All these little people on the planet that are fragile, vulnerable little human beings that need good, updated information for the clinicians to be able to provide the best standard of care they can. So we'll be right back after this short break. The number of premature infants born in the United States each year, 380,000. That's 9.8% of the total births in the U.S. The Foundation for Premature Infants' mission is to advocate for the right of all premature infants to be cared for in a developmentally supportive and age-appropriate manner. Our vision is to ensure that Premature Infants' Bill of Rights is the standard of care for all babies born prematurely, 24 hours per day, 365 days per year, on all shifts, in every neonatal intensive care unit throughout the world. Please consider making a donation by visiting us on Facebook, Foundation for Premature Infants, or at our website, foundationforprematureinfants.org. We are back. Thank you all for considering supporting the foundation. We take the money that you all give and give it out to clinicians so they can make sure they're current on best practices for taking care of these vulnerable little people. So that was Days of December. Talk about that song, Sal. And
yeah, shows a lighter side. Oh, are you still there?
Yep.
Yeah, shows a lighter side to the band. Every pop punk based band has a ballad. This is our ballad. Yeah. It's a breakup song.
Yes. We've all had those, I think, at a time or two.
We've all had them at some point.
And if you say you haven't, you're a liar.
Exactly. Or you've been very, very, very lucky.
Yeah, I think mostly a liar. It could happen, though. There may be a couple rare folks out there who've never had that.
There could be a couple of rare ones. No, it's a heartbreak song. It's one that hits home. Yeah. This is one that Holly really wanted on the EP, and actually we all felt something with it. Look, we were saying before, we're a bit weird, we're a bit crazy, but also there are times where we are a little bit, we are human, and I think this song is designed to show that there is a human element to us, not just the pranksters or, gaming around sort of people.
Well, and I love that. This is why I'm being redundant so often, but, so encourage listeners to go out and actually, because we're in a model of the whole one-off, right? The Spotify thing, and you hear one song, but there's a crafting, right, to the way you structure the album or the EP, the way you pace out the songs. in order, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all missed. Those nuances are all missed if folks are just doing the one-off thing. So
and that's how the EP was designed. It was designed to come in nice, fast, fun.
Yes.
Get really heavy.
Yeah.
Then bring you back down to planet Earth.
Right.
And then, as you'll hear with Smile, go back to really energetic and heavy again.
Yeah.
And finish on a big track. That was how it was designed.
Yes, right. And they miss all that. So again, at any rate, go buy the EP. Give these guys a couple of your hard-earned bucks because they're working hard to earn the money. So that would be very, very helpful for them. So they could maybe make some money to go on to the next project. So you referenced your live performances. Sal, do you want to queue up a couple that you've got coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Absolutely. We haven't had a couple for a while only because we've been songwriting on a follow-up, but we have got some big shows coming up. For anybody in the UK, we're playing Cheshire Fringe Festival on the 24th of May. Nice. On the 30th is Shine Fest, which is a really popular festival in the Guildford area.
Okay.
We've actually got a couple more festivals in July. So Guildfest being a big festival in Guildford.
Yeah.
You've had the likes of Motorhead, Darkness. They've played that festival in the past.
Yeah.
This year we've got the Proclaimers playing.
Wow.
So we'll be playing at the same day. We are also playing a New Rock City festival, which is underground, unsigned pop punk festival that's bands from 8 different countries.
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
And that's a really cool one, actually. We were very lucky we got called in last minute to step in because some friends of ours sort of highlighted us to them. And it's it's up and coming more in America, that festival. So it's one anybody over in the States, definitely keep an eye out for New Rock City.
Okay.
And the other big show that we have this year is we're playing with a band called Autumn Fires in Guildford. And Autumn Fires won Kerrang! The Deal last year.
Ah, wow. So that's very cool. Good stuff. So, and they can go, where's the best place to go, Sal,
We update our Instagram and Facebook constantly. We have like a list of upcoming shows that will constantly be updated.
Perfect. Well, and before, as we roll into Smile, I'll leave you with this question that you can ponder because I don't want to put you on the spot. But think about a band that you would love to open for that's either currently performing or you can answer the second part of the question, which would be who would you have loved to open for a band from back in the day? And while you're contemplating that, we're going to cue up, Wahid, if we could, Smile.
I've had enough of
You are back on Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten, the host of the show, a live human being, not AI. And I'm hanging here with my dear friend Wahid Gomes, DRS ATL in Roswell, Georgia. And Wahid, for all you musicians out there that may be looking for a way to make some money while you sleep, and who wouldn't want to do that? Wahid has got a very, very super cool boutique publishing group called Verde Music Group. And that project is focused on getting your music placed, sync licensing, etc. So check out Verde Music Group. That was Smile off that album. Great song. And I asked the question before, and I'll say it again just to because you have been given some time to think about it. But if you all could open for any band that's currently performing, who would it be? And then if you could open for any band from the past, who would it be? And Sal, you can give the band answer and your own answer, or both, all of the above, whatever it may be.
So I think for the opening with current bands, and for myself, I'm torn between two.
Okay. Well, you can open for both. We're putting it out to the universe. Perfect. Yes.
Perfect. I'd say we'd have a 3-band lineup.
Good.
The Riot Weekend opening, for me, it would be Alexis on Fire.
Okay.
And Blink-182.
Okay, yeah.
The band, I'll probably give one answer. I think, speaking to the guy, I think it would be Green Day.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Would be where it would be.
All right. So Alexis on Fire and Blink-182, and Green Day. If you're listening to this, and I'm sure you should be, get Riot Weekend on the bill with you. Wes, make that happen. I love it. And then I threw this to you, when we were listening to that great song, Smile, because I didn't want to put you on the spot, but you told me that you had already had the answer for it. And that was if you could put together a 3-piece band of any musicians that are either currently alive or that have passed into the afterlife, who would that be, Mr. Sal?
And this is without me in it, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, you can put I like that, though. You could put yourself in it. I like that confidence.
I mean, I wouldn't put myself in it because I'm torn on the drummer at the moment because I have...
Well, you can put a couple drummers in there if you want, to go like Allman Brothers or...
I mean, Travis Barker has been my all-time favorite since a child.
Okay, yeah.
But I also like, I forget his surname, but it's Ruben, who has just joined the Foo Fighters. He is an incredibly talented drummer.
Yeah.
So from the drums, it would have to be one of them. From a guitar,
would you have both of them? Would you do Would you do a 2-drum setup or not?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I like it just too much. I think just nice and easy, just with the one.
All right. Well, they can alternate. They can go back and forth.
Exactly. They can alternate.
All right.
Guitar-wise, for me, Tom DeLonge from Blink, just because very melodic. And I'm going to say 4-piece band. I would have, this would be a strange band, but Dallas Green from Alexis on Fire.
Okay, yeah.
And actually, no, would make it a 3-piece. Bassist-wise, I'm not great with bassists, I'll be honest.
Holly accepted. Well, of course it'd be Holly, of course.
Sorry, exactly. Let's chuck Holly in the mix. There you go. We'll have Holly in the mix, and she can do the vocals alongside Tom DeLonge and Dallas, because both Tom and Dallas are great singers. So there you go.
Just trying to keep you in the band there, Sal.
Sorry to all the bassists out there. You're just too good to pick from.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I have to kind of share a little dirt on myself. I wasn't too familiar with female bassists, other than when I first saw Tal. I'm going to probably mispronounce her name, but Wilkenfeld, who has played with Jeff Beck and Clapton, et cetera. But then, I got to thinking about it. And of course, Carol Kay from the Wrecking Crew, and Carol is on like 10,000 different songs credited to her as part of the Wrecking Crew. So good lineage of female bass players. But anyway, we're going to segue into 2 songs off the 22 self-titled EP. And we'll start with Fine. And come back and put Sal on the spot some more.
good for me.
Back on Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten just having a great conversation with Sal Bertolone on drums with Riot Weekend. And again, y'all, we're only playing a couple minutes of these songs, and we're doing that by design because A, we want to have more room for conversation with Sal, and then B, and I've said this multiple times, but I can't stress enough, please, please, please go out and buy that music. It's hard enough for musicians now, but then they're also getting assaulted by this bloody AI in the music business, which is just, But at any rate, that is fine, and that is off the debut EP that Riot Weekend put out, and you guys open with that song.
We do, yes. Yep. Nice, fun, energetic way of just getting the crowd warmed up for what's to come for the rest of the show.
I love it. And you mentioned, but go to Riot Weekend, and again, all one word with a capital W, your Instagram and your Facebook for upcoming gigs and dates, right?
Correct. Yeah. There will be a website. We've got the domain name. It just needs updating. It hasn't been touched in a long time. So okay. There will be a website. But yeah, our main forum is Instagram, Facebook. Anybody wants to reach out, they'll always get one of us writing them back. Always.
I love it. We'll talk about your decision, which I love, to release an EP and then put it out in singles. But kind of just walk through, Sal, that landscape is so difficult now. I can't even imagine how you sort through it. But what was y'all's thought process?
We had a lot of input from PR on this one as well. Yep. And I think for us, it was the EP, the self-titled EP came out back in 22.
Yep.
And there was a big deafening silence from Riot Weekend after that. And that was through a couple of lineup changes due to health or relocations. And when we sort of all got together at the end of 24, we were talking about recording for 25, and we got there, we're like, we've been really quiet. Let's just get as much out there as we can in different ways. And videos was something that was lacking. We had one official video, so we thought, what can we do to just, I don't know, get music out there in a different way? And people aren't listening to music like they used to anymore. They like a bit of visuals.
Yes.
I'm still old school. And Tom's the same as me. We love to buy an album and we love to listen to it from start to finish in the order that it's been done.
Amen.
There is a reason it's done that way.
Correct. And then you like to have the visual in your own head as the music's playing, not watching.
Exactly. And
And the only time I'll press shuffle is if I want to listen to absolutely everything on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what order, so I'll shuffle everything in my phone. That's the only time I'll use shuffle.
Yeah.
But no, it's there will be. I think Holly's in the midst of doing another video for one of the other tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it just gives you a bit of visual. You can see who the band is, and you get a bit of a feel for us as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to go where the market is. I mean, again, the people my age are kind of dying off. So people, and Willie Nelson, God bless him, in '93. Holy schmoly, that's crazy. But yeah, and so talk about vinyl. You kind of talked about an album, but do you guys have this Table for Four out in vinyl, or just too expensive?
We haven't even looked at vinyl, and there's things going on in the background with Riot, good things that we just can't talk about at the moment. That it's become one of those things that it just didn't have time for it. And you're probably right. It's probably the expense, just too
much.
Too much. We put a bit more into getting T-shirts and things.
The merch. So buy the merch, and you can get and y'all can buy their merch at riotweekend.bandcamp.com. But are you encouraged, Sal, by what I'm picking up is a resurgence in young folks buying vinyl? I don't know who I was talking to recently, but he said, "Oh yeah, I've got a turntable and I've got albums and I got it as a gift," and relatively young fella. And I'm like, yes, good.
There is definitely, I've seen it here in the UK for a long time. I don't think it's as much now as it was maybe 3 to 5 years ago, but there was a massive resurgence into vinyl.
Yeah.
It's expensive. A vinyl album is expensive. And, I still buy the odd vinyl, but I tend to buy limited edition stuff of bands that I really like.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's the expense. And if you want to listen to a vinyl properly, you've got to get a proper vinyl player with separate speakers, separate amplifier. Right. So then you've got the it's a tough market, I think.
Yeah. Amen to that. Well, let's cue up Drip Feed, which is also off the 22 self-titled debut. And then you can come back we'll come back and you can wrap it up with parting comments, thoughts, future projects, anything you want to divulge. We'll be right back with Drip Feed. Back on Ride the Vibe. Michael Litten just having a fabulous conversation. It has just blown by with Sal, the drummer for RiotWeekend. That's Riot with a capital R and Weekend with a capital W, because that's edgy, y'all. And that's it's punk, etc. So Drip Feed, cool song, and just love it all. And as I said in one of my comments, I think on your Facebook, with a rebel yell, I yell out more, to give a shout out to Billy Idol. But talk about what's coming up, Sal, and kind of final thoughts.
It's going to sound coded.
Yeah, that's all right. It's good.
There are things happening in the background, which has meant that we've had to start writing sooner than we were planning. But we've got 8 tracks in the background that are being written. Again, a good range of different types of tracks.
Yeah.
And continuing with that, no, who do we sound like sort of thing, which is exactly what we want.
Good.
Tours are being talked about. We'd love to come over to the States. I guess the big problem you've got with the States, we were just saying, is visas.
Yeah, and you know what? Wahid and I are going to go, hey, man, lighten up on those things, whoever's in control. Because Wahid and I get frustrated. Thanks to Lucy Pillar, the amazing Lucy Pillar with All Right Now Entertainment, and the amazing Wes O'Neal with Wes O'Neal PR, we get introduced to these bands and their great music, and then we invariably go, hey, when are you guys coming over to the States? And the answer always, 100% of the time, is, man, mate, we'd love to, but we can't afford it. Because the bloody tariffs and the this and that's are too much, and you guys can't even hint about it on social media. And it just gets me all wrapped up, Sal. The AI and this tariff stuff has got me wrapped up.
But you have to watch what you do on social media as well. If you have anything that is against a certain person in power, even if it is just, in a banterful way, it can be seen the wrong way, and you'll get to America and they will just turn you straight back. So, you have to be incredibly careful. Like we're just checking through all of our socials at the moment, because if we do come, that's the one thing that we don't want it to block, because of something that was said in jest and is a bit, lighthearted.
And it'd be on y'all's end or on our end or both?
It'd be your end.
No way.
Over in the state. Yeah, we've heard of people that have been turned around at the borders just because of comments they've made. Which
about UK leaders or US leaders or both?
Yours. Ours are a little bit less caring, I think, with some of the things they get called in the streets. But it's tough. But the only thing I'd say there is I think at the end of the day, stay away from politics and you'll be fine.
Yes, right. Well, that's a good point. Unfortunately, that shouldn't be the way it was. I mean, back in the day, we had some cats that wrote some political songs like Ohio, about the 4 dead at Kent State, and on and on and on. But we're not in that age, unfortunately, right now. Well, this has just been a fabulous conversation. I thank you so much. Wahid and I both do. Again, shout out to Wes O'Neal for setting it up, and your mates in the band, Holly and Tom and Rab. And Riot Weekend with a Rebel Yell. I want more from Riot Weekend. And we are out of here. Michael Litten, the last DJ, a human being, broadcasting from a real studio with a real guy at the controls, talking to a real person. So screw AI. And our leaders need to lighten up on getting these folks over here to the United States. God bless. We're out of here.